We start with a very specific idea, and it turns out to be the tagline as well, which I assume happened after the fact. But some summers are just meant to break your heart, and that was so specific. I wondered, had you encountered that phrase? Were you at a summer camp and someone had broken your heart, like the two girls at the two counselors at the start of the story at camp, or where did this idea of summers breaking hearts come from, and was there a summer that broke yours?
That was one of those lines that just comes to you as a gift from the writing gods. It just kind of fell into my head one day, and God help me, I hope I didn't plagiarize it by accident. I really don't think I did. It just came to me, and when it did, I thought, God, that is so true. Like, summers when you're young are this time, like they're time for experimenting and challenging yourself and putting yourself in new settings and meeting new people. And then summer comes to an end. And oftentimes so do the relationships that you formed, you know, the friendships or romantic relationships. You know, sometimes they're really summer specific. And you can feel like you've lived a whole lifetime in one summer. And so this line came to me, and I just thought it would make a perfect first line to the book. I love first lines to books. They're really important to me. So I really try my best to find something that's super compelling, and I thought that fit the bill.
You tend to start a book without that perfect line already in place, or does the book not go anywhere until you've got that line?
I tinker with the line sometimes, but I usually need that line. It's almost like a sign to me that, like, this book is meant to be written. It needs to be written. If I can think of like a great first line to pull readers into the story, I also pull myself into the story with that line.
And you're a pantser, right? I know everybody's on the spectrum, but you're more toward the pantsing side than the plotting side on the spectrum. Is that right?
No, I think over time I've become more and more of a plotter. But I'm not like a person that has like all the Post-it notes that are like color coded, and I've tried that before. Or like the spreadsheets. Like, people have amazing ways that they organize their brains. I'm like a stewer. Like, I stew on my story idea, and I plot the major beats out in my head before I start writing. And usually there are like big gaps when I start writing the first chapter, but I know where the story is going, and I know a few stops along the way. And I think I need that for myself before I start a story, as like some reassurance that it's going somewhere, you know.
And do you write that down formally, or is it all just in your head the whole time you're going?
It's in my head, or it's like on the notes app on my phone. Actually, I kept everything in my head until I had Luca. And then like mom brain is real. Like, it is like scientific. Like, there's a term for it called matrilescence, that is like the transition that your brain goes through when you become pregnant and when you have a baby. And it's like the stuff that goes on in your brain, like your brain changes as much as it does during puberty, but like in the span of like 9 months to a year. And so after I had Luca, I couldn't hold on to my thoughts anymore, and it was really like disorienting. And so I started having to like pull my notes app out on my phone every time I had an idea, and like typing like frantically before it slipped away from me again. So there you go. That's my trick, kids. If you want to become a writer, get an iPhone and get the notes app.
Guaranteed success.
Yeah.
I'm curious, when I became a parent, I noticed, not immediately, but eventually I had to pull myself back from writing more sympathy for the parent characters than I had before. It's like, oh, I definitely get their point more now. And this character that would have struck me as adventurous before is now a monster. Why would you make your parents worry? Go home. Have you found that impacting your writing at all?
I don't think so, but my mom is, she has been constantly on my back ever since I published The Ethan I Was Before, about how the moms, they're always mean, or they're absent, or they're not good moms, which I disagree with. Like, I think all the moms in my stories are solid, but they also have a lot of their own things going on, besides what's going on with their, like, I think I've always written sympathetic parent characters that are really multidimensional and don't just exist as like furniture in the story. But the book that I'm working on now, the mother in it is definitely like the best mom in the traditional sense of any of the moms. And she's also pregnant. And so my mom gave me a really hard time about that. Like, you never wrote a nice mom like me, and then you skipped straight to writing yourself as a mom, like this young pregnant lady, which I don't think is what I was doing.
Just tell her that because you had such a perfect mom in real life, you want to experience the more nuanced moms in your fiction.
Exactly. That's right. That's a good one. I'm going to use that.
Since our life is so conflict-free, I have to create interesting things for our characters, of course.
Like, I always tell them, like, if you guys had just been like slightly worse parents, like, I could have been a great stand-up comedian, but you have to have like lots of terrible things happen to you in your childhood for that, and we just didn't quite hit that threshold.
You paid too much attention to me. You hugged me every day. Yeah. What am I supposed to work with?